welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, so what are you doing in this tutorial? You know, they always say the hardest thing is to start, so I'm gonna start right now. Hello, it's Lojo's Lens. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you can hear me. I am trying to at least improve one thing every week with my YouTube videos, and I finally got a microphone, and normally I'm supposed to like clip it here. I just want to hold it to my mouth so that way people can actually hear me and not worry about audio issues. But this video is really near and dear to me because I'm really going to be personal and really talk about my journey on why I started YouTube, why I fell in love with it, the struggles that it took for me to actually finally start. Oh my gosh. And it really has been like 16 long years since I was 12. And you know, I've always been that kid that just really loved to spend time alone, loved to just be in my room or just be in my own company. And YouTube was that. I felt like it was just like this outlet to just binge watch so many funny videos, old 90s cartoons, Naruto edits. It just was such a cute little fandom of just people creating videos just for the sake of having fun. And it was always something that I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I would just want to do it. It just seems so fun. And I didn't have a camera at the time. I had a really bad webcam. I was using my mom's computer, so I didn't even have the resources to even start at 12 years old. But I think that's kind of where that spark came from. Like, hey, I can actually, you know, express myself creatively through this. And I've always just had that dream. I was like, I'm gonna become a YouTuber. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great. And this was like way before monetization. I wanna say like 2010. There was the YouTube rating system, and like there was only like a handful of like 30 slots of like YouTubers who are actually making money. Like it's hard. It was so hard back then to actually get monetized and make money. But I just wanted to just do that. I just wanted to have fun and document my life. Fast forward a couple years later, high school came around and I was struggling. Like most adolescents, I didn't really know where I fit in. I went to not a really diverse high school, and so I struggled with expressing myself, and you know, I had a lot of struggles with my mental health. And so I would just like make little videos in my room about like, hey, I'm 16 and I had braces and I was like, I want to talk about positivity because I really needed positivity at the time. And I just was so scared to actually even post the video because I'm like, imagine if my peers see this and they're gonna make fun of me at school. And so I just cared so much about what people thought, and that dream again was just put on the shelf. I just kept putting it on the shelf. Fast forward to after graduating high school, I had more time on my hands. I was a little bit more confident. That's where I found my love of like photography and art, especially digital art at that time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this time. Like I have time, you know, COVID, everything got locked down while, you know, in college. And so I have time now. We have a global pandemic. I have a phone. I had a camera, you know, so I had all these like, you know, tools at my disposal, and yet I still felt like I was not good enough. I still felt like I just couldn't do it. Like, no, it's just not for me. Maybe I'll try again and again. I'll wait till I have a better house. I'll wait till I have a bigger camera. I'll wait till like I move to California because that's where all the YouTubers go. I just kept postponing this. I kept thinking of like, I have to be perfect in order to do this. And that fear of like, it was just like a paralyzing fear of like, I'm not perfect. I don't have this level of perfection. So therefore it's not going to happen. And I'm putting those parameters in my mind. Like nobody else is telling me this, you know? At the time, like my friends were always so supportive. My mom was like, yeah, you should do it. This is cool. Just make sure you don't like say everything about yourself, like keep your privacy, which I'm like, yeah, understand, because the world is crazy and, you know, there's internet predators, right? It was always like a safety issue, but it's just so crazy. Like I put those limitations on myself. I didn't believe in myself. I told myself that I wasn't good enough. And when I look back at the like old videos of my 12-year-old me, just not even knowing about what her life is going to look like 16 years later. And it's sad because a part of me feels like I failed my younger self. I failed my younger self of actually just trying to believe. I really wish I believed in myself, you know, and I can't get those 16 years back. You know, there was just so much I could have evolved in, you know, there was so much chapters and content, 16 years worth of content that could have made me my dream YouTuber today if I had just started 16 years ago and just work at it every week and not worry. We're so hard on ourselves. I feel like I just know me, I'm my biggest enemy. Like there is no, alhamdulillah, like thank God, like there is nobody that's telling me that I'm not good enough. I have great friends, I have a great community. It's just me, and that's the biggest person that I have to battle is myself, because I live with myself. I live with my ideas, my thoughts, my dreams. And I think because I'm in this holy month of Ramadan, you know, I'm a Muslim, I observe this holy month, and I feel like this was the month where I just prayed to God so hard about, hey, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not even gonna think so hard about it. I'm gonna obviously have a plan so I can stick to it, but I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm gonna just ignore all those little thoughts in my head that says it's too late, you keep starting and stopping. I'm just gonna let go of all of that and really just make sure I try to improve one thing every video and stick to a schedule, because the algorithm loves a schedule. And Sundays works out for me because I'm not working and it's the weekend and I have time to like edit. So it's all God. It's just the timing too. I really feel like I'm at a space where I have a lot more flexibility with my job, so I could take more time to edit and film throughout the whole week, so that way I'm not batching all my content in one day and it's like stressing me out. And I think I needed to go through those 16 years of trial and error and horrendous fashion choices. I was really obsessed with hats when I was in high school. I don't know why. I was just obsessed. So I had really interesting fashion choices. But now that I'm like in my late 20s, I don't really want to disclose my age, but I'm a grown woman now. So hopefully I have that confidence now to be like, okay, I like the things that I'm putting out on the internet. I feel confident in it. It expresses myself to my best ability. Yeah, so I feel like we're so hard on ourselves about perfection, and that level of believing in ourselves kind of gets dissolved. This past month, I've been uploading YouTube videos for the past month, like consistently every Sunday at 3 p.m. And I've been sticking to a schedule. Whenever I have time, I do batch my content, you know, film throughout the week, film multiple times. And I'm really treating it like homework. Like it's a homework. I think for me, like I am treating it just like homework because I was a student once, I was a teacher once. And so having it through that lens of like, hey, I have things to learn and I have things to do. And it's really been a game changer. Like just to put it in perspective, like, hey, I owe it to myself. Like I'm the teacher, I'm gonna be the one that's grading. And I owe it to myself to actually just be consistent, because so much has changed. And I've seen some people close to me who have been consistent, and my God, mashallah, how has it like paid off? I didn't even give myself the chance to see the payoff. Like 2021, I started, I stopped. I had all this content. I was in art school. That would have been such great content of a Muslim girl navigating art school and all of that. Like that would have been content gold, in my opinion. And I had all the videos and I never posted. Just never posted. Like it's so crazy and insane to think about. I'm like, what? Who was I scared of? Like really, who was I scared of? The thought that dream could have come true. I was living in a really cool situation for 5 months alone. That could have been a content. That could have been content. Me navigating, living alone for the first time with me and my cat Nala. Like, it's so frustrating when I look back on those footages. You know, I took time for the past 2 days just to look back at this footage, and I'm like, I'm so disappointed in myself. So disappointed that I didn't even try. I just had all these videos, never posted, just kept it on the iCloud. This is why I have no storage. But, you know, I really fully believe, you know, in Islam, we believe this of like, everything happens for a reason. I think a lot of people also believe that too. Like there's a higher power controlling things. God is controlling things. And every thing has a purpose. Like, it just was not the right time. I needed to look back at all these lessons to see, hey, you had the ability back then at 16, at 12 to just film yourself, even though it was crappy quality and you didn't know what you were talking about, but you had that ability to just start. Because so much people we're paralyzed to even just start. Like, we can't even fathom the idea of like, oh my God, me? I'm gonna go after my dreams? I'm gonna go in the corner here. I'm gonna stick to this 9-to-5 job. This is where it's comfortable. And that level of getting outside your comfort zone and truly just believing in yourself was something that I can now admit that, yes, I was scared, and there was a part of me that never believed. And that's also really problematic too, of like, if you don't even believe, no one's going to help you. It doesn't matter like how much you put the effort in. You pay $1,000 for a nice camera equipment, audio, setup. You buy a whole studio and all that stuff. And you deep down in yourself, you're like, it doesn't matter. It's never going to happen. Then it's never going to happen. Like, you're limiting yourself. I really do believe like 16-year-old me, positivity, that goes a long way. And I have a lot to learn from 16-year-old me, 10 years later, it's like I have a lot to learn from that. Like, having that positivity, the belief in yourself, the belief in a higher power, whatever you believe. For me, it's God, it's Allah. Like, having that belief and your effort can go so much. And then that consistency part of just showing up every single day. I really do believe that content creation, whatever like art making practice, like for me, like art, like painting, it's a practice. I have to keep at it every day or at least every week. And that's how I'm going to get better. I say this to say it's like, we really need to work at it. We have to work at it. And working at it is the consistency part, because if you're shooting the hoops every day, you're going to get better. Then you can do a 3-pointer. Then you can, just like the movie GOAT, which was really good. Shout out to Caleb McLaughlin. You're not watching this. But, you're going at it. You're making that leap of faith to just keep at it and just to keep going and keep going. Like with painting, I struggled so much with watercolor back in the day because I didn't even know like my direction of art. I didn't feel confident in showing that. I just feel like I was just looking at what everybody else was doing and try to tweak it. But then I took time to invest in myself, invest in my money for art supplies, because that is not cheap. And took time to figure out my style, took time to have fun also, like really enjoy the process. I say this like, yes, YouTube is a side hobby because it's not making any money yet, not yet. So I also want to enjoy it. I want to create and decorate a nice space for me to film talking videos. This is my first one. I don't have a camera yet, but it's coming into the works, right? And to also appreciate the journey of where I am. I think for so long, I'm always looking at, when I get this, I'm going to be happy. When I do this, I'm going to be happy. Just like to quote Andy Bernard from The Office.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
We're still here. I got my lunch. And that's really I really do enjoy the process. She is there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Because again, it's like when I look at 12-year-old me wearing the most outrageous hijabs and color and fashion choices, that was the good old days. I was enjoying myself. I didn't think anything of it. I was still in middle school exploring who I am and literally my passion. That was the year that I discovered how much I loved painting. And then 16-year-old me, I wish you just enjoyed those braces because it's going to pay off. Your teeth are going to be great. And I wish I could enjoy college me. Like, hey, art school is going to go by so fast. You were so lucky to be here. Enjoy it because it's going to go. And now in my 20s and in adulthood, I'm like, this is as good as it's going to get. And, I pray that it's going to get even better. But I'm like, wow, I need to stop thinking about the next thing and just center myself and remind myself why. Yeah, for 16 years, there's so much to learn from that. There's so much to unpack from that. And I think the biggest thing is like, you just need to do it. Just like the Nike sign. Like, just stop. just do it. Stop talking about it. Like, do it and see the results. I'm starting to be successful with consistency. And for me, that was the biggest thing, my vision board, that was the biggest thing that I just wanted to achieve. I just wanted to achieve consistency. Because if I'm consistent, my God, the results are going to be so beautiful. They're going to be so eloquent. And at the end of the day, like, I'm going to be proud of myself because I live with myself. I have to be lojo. So that's what it all comes down to, like removing the perfection part of it, because once you get consistent every single week, you start to perfect things. And that's what I'm like starting to understand, of like, you can't just have a finished product. I have Van Gogh in the back. It didn't take him one painting for him to be like, yep, I'm perfect. No, it took him several years. In fact, nobody knew about him until he died. That's all the greatest artists are, unfortunately. So you have to keep going. You have to keep making ugly, terrible things, terrible quality. Like my last video. Why did I manipulate the audio? I got a little bit too excited. You're gonna make terrible things. You're gonna make mistakes. I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna make terrible things. I'm gonna make terrible mistakes. And I'm just gonna have to be okay with it because it's part of the process. Fail beautifully, fail miserably, fail crying. Just fail, and that will soon be your success. And my dad always told me about this all the time, like, failure is part of success. And I'm like, we live in this generation where we see everything as perfect and crafted. People live in a perfect house, a perfect relationship, a perfect job, but we don't really understand the struggles that go behind that facade. And not for me to say that someone's whole life is a facade, but the way that we're presenting it is a facade because we don't see the behind the scenes footage. But yeah, just to improve one thing every single week and to allow myself to be okay with things being messy and imperfect, because I'm still going to work towards it. If you're watching this video, if you stuck this long, thank you so much. I've been struggling for 16 years, just off the riff, 16 years. So much has changed, so many presidencies, so many iPhones have come out through that time, so many movies, so many TV shows, so many people have died, so many wars. Just 16 years is a lot. It's a lot to process. I've been struggling, but I feel very hopeful. Like, talking about this to myself and to the people here, it's been really, I feel hopeful. For the first time ever, I feel hopeful. I think it's beautiful to talk about your struggles. It connects people because it makes people real. Again, like, nothing is all perfect. Although I wish I can just have a beautiful, curated life, just nice art studio, nice backyard, and all that can be. I feel like we can be imperfect and still have the perfect things in life. But yeah, 16 years I've been struggling, and I think the caveat, like the lesson to this is like, I had to go through those lessons. I had to not believe in myself to get to where I am now. And I am following the Nike slogan, just do it. Just stop thinking, just do it. Have a plan, stick to it. All that's important is, do you have a dream? Great. What is it? What's your UVP? What makes you unique? Stick to it. Stick to your unique values. Stick to yourself. Be genuine. Improve one thing every week, whether it's a microphone or a cool idea. Just do that and make sure that you're having fun. Put yourself out there knowing that something beautiful is going to happen. Whatever it looks like, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Whatever it looks like, believe in yourself. Know that, yes, those painful pasts, those painful memories, it's a lesson to be learned. Don't let that past, that experience shape who you are. Just because I failed for 16 years does not mean I'm a failure now. And you can apply it to whatever experience that you've had, whether, you lost your job and now you're trying to pivot at 30 or whatever. Like, that's your past. You can learn from it, but who you are now is completely different. Every day is a new day. No matter what you do, something beautiful is going to happen, and you're just going to try. Your sky is a limit for you. That's what I've seen personally for people. That's what I actually believe. I have on my screensaver all the beautiful dreams that I've already achieved at my age. I just have that little reminder, and practice gratitude and just have fun and not care too much and just do it. So after 16 years, I think 12-year-old me would be really proud of herself for actually just doing it, just really being consistent. And what better way to start than the holy month of Ramadan, where we're already just naturally inclined to spirituality, and we are just really taking time for ourselves to pray and be reflective. And I'm really proud of the journey that I've come so far. And it's not cringy to say that anymore. Like, it's cool to struggle for 16 years. Yeah, because in hindsight, it's like, I'm here now, so everything had to happen for a reason. I really would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, what you guys thought about this video, what you have been struggling with for 16, not for 16, but any struggles that you would want to share personally, how you're battling consistency, whether you are trying to train for a marathon or go to the gym or trying to apply for a job. Yeah, like, what are you trying to achieve and how are you doing it, and has it been successful? I think just the consistency part is the hardest step. Once we navigate that part, everything else just comes really smoothly. I think that's what I truly believe, and I'm sticking to it. So thank you for watching. This is Lojo's Lens, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye!